Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. You know what that means? It's the Bama Standard. Before we get started doing anything, I want you to go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Go ahead and jump in the live chat. If you're not on the live feed, I want you in the comment section because I want to know everything you're thinking. As always, we are brought to you by Workspace Solutions and Oak Mountain Financial Partners, LLC. I'm your host, Justin Riley, and awaiting my other co-hosts, but the man, the myth, legend, the defender of the star, the owner of the strip, the greatest play in Alabama history. George Teague is with us. What's going on, brother?
Man, it's all good. You might be going a little bit far with the greatest play in Alabama history. We had a lot of good people coming through, man. A lot of great plays. One of my favorite plays is Pro Throw, actually.
That is
Um,
up there. Now, I mean, I know it got an SB, but maybe yours should be considered for something along those lines.
well, I was never invited to that.
Hey, but you are verified now, though. That says
Well,
something.
I'll take that over the SB, I think, just to get that blue check. Man, I had to work hard for that thing, man. It's crazy, man.
No kidding, man. Hey, I got to give you props, first of all, for all the effort you put in for what, a year or so? What was the span?
No, it was probably, well, I made it public for a year, but I was already on it beforehand trying to get it done. It's probably been a 2 to 3 year process, which is ridiculous, but whatever. We got it done. Um, at least on one, at least for Twitter, not Instagram yet. Instagram still hadn't verified me yet, but
Hey,
whatever.
man, hey, you got the ball rolling. That's all that matters. You're verified to somebody, but to Alabama fans, you've always been at that level. So
I'm on the Bama Standard, man, so I'm
you
good.
are,
I'm
and
verified by Justin Riley in the Bama Standard, so I'm good.
that might get you a Subway sandwich and a pom pom somewhere. I don't know. But listen, I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on this past game against Arkansas. I was kind of thinking back when you played Arkansas in 1992. You were facing something kind of similar. A lot of build up, a lot of hype. Arkansas is a dangerous place to play, hard place to win. Y'all proceeded to win 38-11 in a very loud home crowd that I don't think stayed loud pretty long. But kind of same situation, we weren't sure about our identity, going into this game, especially across the offensive line, wide receiver, and some were thinking maybe the secondary as well. And I kind of like to go through each position group to kind of see where your comfort level is with each of those groups. And since you were one of the best to ever do it in the secondary, I'm going to start out with a secondary. First of all, I think Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold are playing lights out. I think with each game, their confidence grows. Terrion was already at that elite level, if I can say that already, establishing himself as a lockdown corner. Kool-Aid has taken him a little bit of time, but I think his confidence and swagger is starting to come with the success he's had in the return game. I think that's had a direct correlation to it. But what do you think so far about the secondary, and do you feel like we've established that identity yet in that group?
Yeah, well, I do, and I think we've talked about this on previous shows of where the secondary talent wise is one of the best in the country. I believe. I honestly feel that way. Um, and it hurts me to say this, Justin, in this way, is that I think some of the times that we give up, the things that we give up are because of the scheme
Mm.
that we use. Um, I mean, go back and look at your replays. You can look at mine. I always talk about how we don't cover backs well out of the backfield and we don't cover slants by the inside guys or skinny posts or something. Those are always open. Maybe that's just philosophy. Hey, we're going to give these up. We're going to do this, whatever. We got it. Um, that's what they do. So I do think Kool-Aid has definitely improved from last year to this year. I was a little bit worried about that. I think that's good. The other guys, I mean, everybody's playing really, really solid. Um, But we're going to have some other tests.
Yeah, they're coming, no doubt. We're by no means do we have a measuring stick to go by just yet, but it's a step in the right direction. I mean, hey, the SEC gauntlet started with Arkansas. We thought it was going to be a lot tougher than what we assumed. Of course, we got a little bit nervous there in the third quarter when, after giving up a 28-point lead, we're looking at a 3-point lead. Things got a little crazy.
Everybody was nervous. When Bryce gets hurt,
well,
I think we're kind of like, oh shit. Excuse me, I didn't mean to just curse something like that, but that's really what my thought was. Time. As much trust I have in Milroe, I think is good. Oh, good Lord! Can we go back to a black screen on that thing down
there? Did you see that slight middle finger that he just gave there?
Yeah, go back to the two-shot. Go back to the two-shot. This guy here, man, he's something else.
See, man, Tony was just talking about you, and I was giving him rave reviews when I was talking to Tony the other day. Clearly, I got to call him back. Nope, X-nay on the nope.
Did you just throw pig Latin at me?
He threw a lot at you, man. I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah, they had to say odioso. More odioso.
Now he's going south of the border.
Well, his last name is Constant, so I don't even know if he's speaking real words or not.
Necesito un nuevo asiento. Boca Grande.
And that was on behalf of our Spanish affiliate in Tijuana. So,
well, he should have did that well in Spanish class that was at the University of Alabama. I heard he didn't do very well in his foreign language class at Bama.
¿Cuál es tu problema?
Yeah, I do have a problem with what you're saying, homeboy.
Oh, he translated. You didn't think that he knew what you were saying. Okay, look at all right, George. Point to you.
The safeties run the defense. We had to tell the linebackers what they had to do. If you understand where I'm going here, so he can do all the other stuff. We had to tell. They might have had a little dot on their head or whatever, so they can have things come in the helmet in the pros and all that kind of stuff. But the league, we have to tell them they get to make the front call. It's like one word: switch, move.
¿Cómo estuvo su fin de semana?
That's how they talk in the huddle, though, Justin and Covey. That's how they talk in the huddle. Don't nobody know what they're saying. They're not going to say it. What he's saying is,
oh my gosh. Welcome in, Steve, and welcome in, Marvin. Before you jumped on, we were talking about the secondary. I wanted to get George's thoughts on how they progress and how comfortable they are. The people in the chat are already wanting you guys to give your take on the linebackers. Would y'all like to add anything about the secondary before we
why
let you
you
jump
asking
to it?
George about the secondary? When he played, they didn't even pass the ball.
Gotcha.
All they did was run
I can't hear
the
the
ball.
sound on here. No sound.
what are you talking
No
about?
sound.
We played against Florida, who brought out
No
the
sound.
prolific passing game. Someone help comment Steve Brown. Help him on his. But anyway, it was the evolution of the spread when we actually came the trailblazers of how to defend the spread.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
I was just talking to George, Mr. Teague here, about the secondary and how they didn't pass the ball when he played. They averaged 1.5 pass plays per game when he played. You were basically a linebacker. You were extension of the linebacker core. You played in the box.
Did you see the Miami game? Did you see?
You mean when Antonio Langham showed up and showed out? Yeah, I seen that game.
The Miami game. I don't think Langham was the star of that one.
He had his due. But we had Florida, had Miami. LSU was throwing the ball.
No, I saw a lot of people pass, but they was passing on Teague's side a lot for some reason. Listen, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing?
You know what?
Hey, Steve, they were looking at Teague hollering self-check.
That would be a lie. That would be
Teague was a bit overweight, so he stayed in cover 2 the whole game. Everybody going.
So why he don't move from that spot?
Don't move from that spot.
That's why I don't support Steve. That's why I don't go to his show.
Say he was a snowbird as a safety.
Hey man, cover 2. Hey man, look, I'm gonna backpedal 10 yards and that's it. If it go past me, hey, it's a touchdown.
Hey Steve, you appreciate this for real. I know we don't get to football and we're gonna talk, but you appreciate this. I just went to a comedy show Saturday, I believe it was. It was called Offend Everyone.
Hey.
So their whole thing was just all they did was talk about us in the stand, in the fans. They talked about everybody in the audience. They were not politically correct. They went off on every race, gender.
A comedy show?
Yes.
No, I couldn't be a part of them like that, bro.
I mean, he was at a brothel.
That's
a little bit different, I think.
Hey man, no, that's you know what, man. That's not comedy, man. Comedy is when you are like, if I make a joke about you, both of us can laugh about it. If it offends you, that's not comedy. That was just some BS that you went to because you didn't have enough money to go to a comedy show. Listen, so
it didn't offend me. That's why I'm eating these Doritos right.
Hey man, listen. I'm sorry. I don't know if you touched on it, Justin. I'm a little late. Because the reason I'm late, man, I want to apologize to you, brother. I want to apologize to all y'all why I'm late.
Because you brown skin.
Hey man,
brown skin is why you late.
No, I'm late, man, because
maybe that offends you. Maybe that offends you. I shouldn't say that.
No, the reason I'm late, I gotta tell y'all the truth. The reason I'm late, man, this is a serious issue. The reason I'm late, I was in a meeting, and the meeting lasted a little longer than it should have, but I was talking to the makers of Stickum, see if we could bring it back for the Alabama receivers so they can hold on to the goddamn ball.
What happened? What's up
they dropped every ball, man. I was so pissed off at them, man, in the Arkansas game. They were dropping everything, man. Everything.
Well, Steve, it's good that we have George Teague on because all defensive backs are wide receivers that can't catch. They start on offense and then they just move in the defense. So George, what is your
what, you were running back beforehand? They moved you to linebacker because you couldn't throw the
That's actually true, George.
Oh, Marvin was going the wrong way. So it's like, Marvin, when Marvin was a running back, he was tackling himself for a loss. So they're like, you know what? Let's go and turn him to a linebacker. But real talk, did y'all notice how many? And I hope I ain't getting off subject. But did y'all notice how many balls they were dropping? Man, they kept dropping, but they just kept dropping passes.
Bryce didn't notice. He was clearly frustrated throughout the game. Not sure what the drops were.
Bryce needs to go off on somebody.
Listen, man. Yep. This is what I'm gonna say. The opportunities were there for them to elevate their game, and there was some crucial situations to where we had some drop balls that could have turned the game into a complete blowout.
Yep.
Right.
But because we left them hanging around, we seen Arkansas pull back in close on us, and it was like, oh, okay, what's happening now? So you had the combination of the drop balls as well as the defense. They had, marked improvement. Offensive line, marked improvement. But the wide receivers are still not giving us everything we need to give. Because, again, when you're playing certain opponents and you dropping balls like that, it's going to come back to hurt you,
Okay, Marvin, let me say this. 3 crucial things that got Arkansas back in the game. Number 1, it was terrible play calling by Bill O'Brien. Number 2, down at the goal line, I think clearly, I don't know why your boy called some type of soft zone and the dude just walked the ball on goal line. I don't understand. I would think that the defense would be attacking, but he just called us, and the linebackers kind of went into the flats and then got hooked, all that. So, and then now, if a team is desperate, okay, and if you did your research, they like to come out with little surprise trick plays. On the kickoff, you are now calling a onside kick alert. Am I right, George? Am I right?
Yeah. That was bad.
None of that was called.
We wasn't even 10 yards
It was three different plays by the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, and the special teams coordinator to get Arkansas back in the game.
Hey, Steve, boy, them two dudes on that onside kick got folded up like cheap church chairs, boy.
What?
I thought that was against the rules, man. I didn't think you could hit like that no more. That should have been
no. But no. It is against the rules if they make contact before the ball goes 10 yards.
Yep.
And you know what? Luckily, as soon as it went 10 yards, they were making contact. So it was, it was drawn up and they had luck on their side, but
executed it perfectly. It was one of those ones that said,
so if we can get technical, let's get technical with that, Marvin, right? Is the front line started bailing out of there too fast. Everybody always talks about the front line. Wait till the ball is kicked and off the tee before you move. They were already scooting back. You know,
it wasn't no alert call. It wasn't no, because you know what, Teague, I can say it probably wasn't a fake kickoff alert call. It hadn't, because they, like you said, they were already gone when the dude started going towards the tee. So it couldn't have been no alert call. It couldn't have been.
I bet they won't take off early again where they got folded up.
Yeah, but that's a history of they probably were doing that before. That was probably good.
No, but last year, Arkansas pulled a trick play too now on that fake field goal or a fake punt, and they got a touchdown for it.
But
Remember
you gotta understand something though. You have all these analysts who study film, so I guarantee you, their analysts seen that those guys were bailing out on kickoffs like that, and that the opportunity was there for them to get that play in early in the game, because they wouldn't be in any type of alert, knowing those tendencies that they're gonna bail as soon as they see that kicker running at the ball. They exploited a weakness in Alabama's kick return game, and they took full advantage of it. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Now, as far as the O-line, they don't need to change the O-line ever again. Leave it where it is. They did a damn good job.
Listen, you insert Seth McLaughlin, and I've been saying this for weeks, if not months. He is the key. Darian Dalcourt is not that guy. You stuck Seth McLaughlin in, all of a sudden there's an intensity and tenacity that wasn't there before. Tyler Booker was put in there too. And we all of a sudden snap right back to the blue-collar Bama offensive line of old. And they are pushing guys back. And I hate that Bryce Young went down, but in a way it kind of needed to happen, because it forced us to do something we need to do for a while, and that's run the damn ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, but Justin, you know something? You know what? You were right about Seth. If you let me tell you something. Any white boy named Seth, 9 times out of 10, you know how to block. I'm sorry for being racist, but your name
I want to hear
is
the
Seth.
theory behind that. But
I don't know what that means. What, because it got TH in it, or what?
Yeah.
If you're a big white boy and your name is Seth, you can knock down a damn tree. Seth, that boy know how to block. He came out blocking. I'm telling you now. Yes.
I guess that would be the same equivalent as if you're a black man and your name is Steve, you are funny and you are a comedian. Right?
George, you know what? George, you're a racist. You're a racist. I don't even know why you had him on the show. I don't even know.
Come on, you got Steve and Brown. Oh, come on, man.
Hey, so yeah, man, I was really proud of the offensive line. I also must say this: if and when Jalen Miro learns how to really throw accurately, he's going to be super dangerous.
When? Can you
when
time frame? Oh, you say if and when.
When?
If and when.
Yeah.
I think he had some technical issues. I watched that.
That's just beginners.
It doesn't seem natural the way.
Hey man, it's like he just like short arming it to me.
Yeah,
that was your specialty back in high school, so the chick said.
Hey, wait, hold on.
There's a guy
What's the day's date?
Today is the 4th, October 4th.
Would you please mark this down? It is as some history in the Bama Standard archives that Marvin finally got one off on me. Can you do that?
That don't even sound right. We're not gonna go with
it doesn't. Sounds kind of nasty. Yeah. But you bring up a point. Does he have the top level accuracy? At least not right now. No. But it will come. And my question, more importantly, is how is
Y'all really getting.
I'm done.
So y'all can't go.
My
to
question
Tennessee.
is,
Hey, don't be talking about Hooker and all that kind of stuff about Tennessee either. Then y'all can't use these words, you know what I'm saying? Don't go that road.
This show is turning straight moon wings. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm telling you, straight to hell. My question is now, with him in there, how does Bill O'Brien earn his weight in millions of dollars he's being paid? How does he design the offense around his skill set? Yes, Marvin.
Time out. So what's the prognosis on Bryce? Is he not playing this week?
Day to day, he could play Saturday. He could not. Saban hasn't really given any kind of hint towards it, but Texas A&M may be playing for two quarterbacks.
Hold on, Justin, hold on. Can you repeat that very important question before Marvin Dodoberg cut you off? Because it sounds like it's going to be a good question. Here we go.
Yeah, the question is, right now there's a lot of talk of Bill O'Brien possibly interviewing for other jobs. Well, his on-the-field interview is right now. So how does he earn his paycheck right now and design innovative plays around Milroe's skill set to fully maximize his abilities? This is where
quarterback power. That's the first thing you need to do is put in the quarterback power. Let that dude run the ball the way he needs to run the ball.
Yep.
That's why I say back when you played, all they did was run the ball. Who goes
That's
to quarterback?
That's
Listen, this got to go all the way back to me, man.
Listen, you know something? Listen, guys, listen. The way Alabama's line is blocking now, it would make sense for them to put in what George said: a quarterback power. Let those two running backs do their thing and go from there. Because trust me, this is the best. Nick Saban. When I saw the interview, Nick Saban couldn't say nothing. All he was like, they did good. That's all he could say. He couldn't find no weaknesses or inconsistencies. He was proud of that offensive line.
All right. So with the way the offensive line is performing, in order to maximize Milroe, if he's going to be the starter, yes, you're going to want to put in a quarterback power, but that wouldn't be my go-to off the rip. I would go to more RPO game, more screen game, add in some delayed quarterback runs and some more things. Because here's the thing about it. When you have a quarterback who can run, you understand what I'm saying in the second team. When you have a quarterback who can run, the most important thing you can do for him is add those screens in and other things to make that defense spread out, play more zone. And once you get them to abandon the middle of that field, that's when you add that quarterback draw, that delayed draw. Because now when they're flaring out thinking they're screen passes, you've opened up the middle of that field, especially if you can start stretching the perimeter on the outside between the hashes and the numbers. Then you're going to force them to potentially go to some cover 2 or some man defense, some cover 1, where the DB's backs are turned, and you've opened the middle of the field up for him to run.
We're saying the same thing, homeboy.
I know, but I just went into more detail about how to get it.
No, you just want to sound like you know about offense, and we were saying the same thing, and everybody looking at you like, even the dog over in the cage looking at you like.
He didn't even call a play on defense. He was a linebacker, but he didn't even call a play.
And you know, Marvin, they did run a wide receiver screen like a tunnel with JoJo Earl, and he scored off of it. I was happy to see him back.
Right, and the more they run those screens, the more they're going to make that defense abandon the middle of that field. Because once they see that is a legitimate threat, it makes them change up their coverages. It makes them change up their alignments. It changes up everything. If you don't threaten the perimeter, they're going to stick it in the box, and they're going to play in the box. You got to spread the field to loosen the defense up. That's all I'm saying.
Who's our number one receiver?
Me.
It's by committee, really.
The running back.
Right.
Jameer Gibbs.
Now, they've been talking about this guy.
I'm talking about statistically. I'm talking about
statistically.
Who is
I like 17. 17 actually showed me something.
Isaiah Bond. He's got wheels.
The guy Prentice, the
Kobe Prentice. Yeah,
he's pretty good. And then now JoJo Earl, that was his first time touching the ball and ran for a touchdown. So we're gonna see what he's really about. Maybe he is Waddle-ish like they say he is. So we don't know.
We ain't got no number one. So
we don't know. No, I see your point. We don't. Not the biggest receiving threat we have as of now, and you can correct me, Justin, is our running back, Jameer Gibbs. That's our biggest receiving
absolutely
threat.
And the only other person besides him that kind of shown that, if I was pressed to say it, was Ja'Cory Brooks, based on what I saw against Vanderbilt. But yes, I know it was Vandy. But yeah, we don't have a clear cut number one at wide receiver. It's kind of a by committee. We're still trying to find our identity there.
So what happened to Burton? And I've been asking this on every week.
You see him dropping those balls Saturday? My
What's going
God.
on with Bo?
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. You know what? This is what I've seen with him. I think personally he's overrated and he's a diva. And let me say this because I've seen like the Arkansas game. It seems like to me
he dropped more balls than a hooker in a brothel.
Look like you sitting in the brothel with them damn curtains.
Right? He's at a Holiday Inn Express.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think it seems like to me, from what I've seen, this guy, it seems like he's dropping balls and he's giving up on routes. He's giving up on routes.
And not even so much. And it's one other thing, Steve. He doesn't have that speed needed to separate, to stretch that defense. That is the one thing we are missing. Who's going to be that guy who can take the top off the defense? Because if these DBs not worried about you running past them, they going to squat all day. Because they know they can recover.
Now, dude, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
No, I was saying we do have those guys who can take the top off of defense. You saw Kobe Prince, you saw Isaiah Bond, you saw JoJo, but there's a lot of youth there. It hadn't started clicking just yet.
Tyler Harrell, but when
Tyler Harrell is back this week.
If it's not clicking, then they can't do it. You can't say they can do it until they do it.
They will. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. This is my prediction. I know I shouldn't be thinking ahead, but I think that Bryce is probably not going to play against A&M. I think it's going to be our guy, the backup guy. And I think that Bryce is going to be back to Tennessee. And I'm telling y'all may not. Tennessee looks good right now, but everybody looks good until they see Bama. Right. Am I lying, George? Everybody, I'm telling you, Bama is going to beat the dog crap out of Tennessee, just like they did Arkansas. Watch what I tell you. They're going to beat the dog crap out of Tennessee.
Now, Tennessee is a little bit better of a team than Arkansas.
No, Tennessee ain't played nobody.
Hold on.
They're going to have a test this week against LSU. Are they going to be looking ahead?
Yeah,
what's going to happen? Because LSU is
how they do
good right now
against LSU. But again, I would say Tennessee is definitely a better team than Arkansas. Definitely.
But
why?
No.
Because of who? Because of who? Why are they better?
Quarterback play. Tennessee's defensive line is.
Say his name.
Hendon Hooker.
He ain't.
He's better than Arkansas's quarterback.
They ain't played nobody.
He's better than Arkansas's quarterback. But here's the thing: Tennessee's defensive line is way better than Arkansas's.
That is true. I will say Hendon Hooker has been doing what he's doing without his top two receivers as well. So that's impressive. He's playing with backups right now.
But guess what? Just like Arkansas's quarterback, they even tried to mention him for the Heisman before he played Bama. I'm telling you, these guys look good until now. I'm gonna tell you right now, the only team right now who's really getting exposed. What's up, Bo?
What up, Bo?
What's up? I'm glad we got.
Hey, Bo, let me tell you something. I saw what you just did, but let me tell you something. This is how you really look when you read Marvin book. Old as hell. Old and all.
Well, guys, we had to pause for a second. George actually has to go. He's got some AD duties he has to attend to. George, we appreciate you being
George
on.
Get ready to go shoot an Old Spice commercial.
Really? Some of us got to work out here. I got to get back to work. You say I'm still in the office. I got to go here in the gym.
Where your horse at?
George, go ahead and pop your show for tomorrow night.
Man. You can't get him out your head.
Hey, Steve, he ain't endorsing shower gel. He endorsing ankle lotion for Old Spice.
You don't know. You gonna
Hey, Marvin. George be riding that horse with no bottoms on.
Safe as hell.
All right, okay. That's enough. Let George talk. Be quiet, y'all. Okay, go ahead, George.
I ain't got nothing to say about y'all light-skinned dudes because both of y'all. I'm trying to figure out where, because definitely Steve is got to be in some hotel because I've only seen those in the Holiday Inn. And Marvin is one cheaper than that because
He's in a Motel 6
back there. So that is a Super 8 or a Motel 6 or something.
Hey, George.
Bo, you missed some of the show. I need you to go back because your other two co-hosts, Marvin and Comic, they were Comic Steve, they were talking about some weird stuff. And listen to what they was talking about because these are the guys you associated with. So people are watching you, listening to you.
That's Marvin.
Right. Then they set an example for me in a bad way, what you tell.
Hey, no, man. I didn't look. I wasn't the one that put my nipple in the screen. That was Marvin. I don't do all that.
There was some weird stuff going on, man. That's all
weird. But George, pop your show real quick before you have to go. I want to make sure you get the hype for it. Everybody needs to tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah, so Teague's Take Wednesday nights about 8:15 now. We love to talk Alabama football like Cowboy football, but Justin Riley been big timing me, y'all. He won't even come on the show anymore. He just want me to come on y'all's show now. He won't come on ours for whatever reason. Yeah, you see how you doing, man?
That's because he got warrants.
Nah, he like
he hiding.
So listen, so George, I understand you got a pretty good show, but why don't you ever mention your sponsors like Old Spice? I mean,
the same reason you don't use I don't know what they do for bald headed guys. What
hey man, be quiet.
Black ice.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Bo said black ice.
Yeah, spray on. Go
Yeah,
spray. Hey,
Marvin's hair ain't been that thick, and I don't know how long. He got a toupee on right about now.
They spray Steve. You know, dude showed to him in the mirror. By the time he come out on his phone and rub his head.
All right, so everybody, okay, hold on. Everybody be quiet and let Teague tell us about his great show.
Yeah, and we got to talk some football. We got an important game this week. So go ahead, George.
I got to go do some volleyball. So y'all I appreciate what y'all do. I love being on the show. I absolutely do because y'all get a cut up. But y'all do need to talk some football. And if y'all could ever figure out how to do that when I'm on the show, man, I'll probably be here every week, Justin, because you're the same one in this group, you know. Even though you
balance it out.
Even though you look a little weird because you're the only one that wear headphones and all that. Everybody else just kind of, I don't know what that means. You need to put on a helmet too or whatever it is.
He just trying to let everybody know that he the big dog of the
He's the boss.
Yeah, recognize.
They got him in top left. That's all they need to do. He's in top left. We know who he is. So he got his name on the show. But anyway, no, for real, man. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't be on. I'd love to be on for a full hour or longer, but I am an athletic director still.
All right. Before you go, though, what is your thoughts and prediction for this weekend game?
Oh, yeah. So y'all didn't even give me a chance to say that. First of all, let me say, I hope we beat the dog out of them because I'm not out here in Texas and dealing with Jimbo and all the stuff that's being said out here and all this kind of stuff. I hope we just totally trample them. I wish we would have had Bryce Young because I felt like it would have been better, but I still think we got a good chance, even with Milroe. I think we're a better team than them. I think we're going to be able to win the game, and I still think. What's the spread? What's the real spread? What's the spread? Anybody know?
24, like 20-some points.
24.
Man, that's a lot.
They said it was a lot for Arkansas, and we beat that spread.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So what are you thinking the score? What's your prediction?
You don't give a prediction of if Bryce plays or if Jalen plays. You can give two different scores.
Nah, you just got to give one. You got to use your gut. Ain't no mulligans out here. Come
okay. I still think we score even with either one of them. We still score 40 points. So I'm going 42-24.
There ain't been no 24.
Are you saying that those are late points? Is that what you're saying?
You said they don't score that many. Yes. I'm thinking, well, you know what? I could be wrong on that. because they don't. Their offense is garbage.
They're averaging 13 points a game, sir.
Yeah, they're garbage, But I still think they've been preparing for this game ever since all the trash talk started way back when. That's why they're losing. That's why they've just been preparing for this Alabama game. Now they ain't got no quarterback. I don't know. Maybe I have to. I'll get back in your comments and put something on there just in case I change my mind. But I don't know if we beat them by 35 points or something.
No, I think we're gonna beat them by at least 20 points.
Now,
okay.
I'll
you think
say
we score
this.
40 points though?
No, I said no. 40 points is too. I think we're gonna beat them by 20 points.
No, I'm saying you think we score 40 points?
Oh, okay.
I'll say this real quick. And Teague and Bo, y'all probably understand it. Y'all agree with this. When you play in some games, whether it's a rivalry game or if it's one of those games where it's just a grudge there, people tend to play harder. You have to beat the wheel out of them to pull away from them.
Right.
So I think the key to this game is going to be how we perform the first half. If we leave them in the game and we don't put them away early, I think we'll be in for a battle second half.
Reminiscent of the Texas game.
We got to put them away the first 3 quarters. You saw what happened in Arkansas.
But that's what I'm saying. If we don't dominate them that first half, if we leave any
hope, held up, put them fingers back up again. That thing look,
look like Wendy's chicken nuggets.
You're right.
Your pinky was longer than the other one. How's your pinky longer than the other one? Your ring finger. How's your pinky longer than your ring finger?
Something happened to me because something happened to me at band camp. I gotta go.
but Marvin, to your point, you're very right. Texas A&M, if you let them hang around, they can beat you. And they also make their living off of weird, random plays that come out of nowhere and cause teams to make mistakes. So if you let them hang around, that can't happen. Look at last year.
That's what
this game is eerily similar. Similar.
If we don't dominate the first half and make it clear we're the better team, second half is going to be a long night.
Okay, y'all. I'm going to be at
George.
the game
we appreciate
Saturday.
You, brother.
I'll tweet out about it. I'll do all the stuff because I am going to be at the game. I'm going to go watch, put this thing on me, and Consuelo going to fly in on Friday. Hit my.
You going to the game, man? You be putting that paramedic suit to good use, don't it? Getting that feel.
Man, let that man go.
All right, George.
He don't know how to talk. Man, there's something wrong with him, man. Look at that curtain, though. What is that little thing in that curtain?
Down on the field, just like a paramedic.
What's so weird with that curtain back there, man? Straighten your curtain up, man. Anyway, I got to go, man.
All right, George. We appreciate you as always, man.
Can you take Marvin with you? Yeah.
Peace out, man. I got to go.
All right,
brother. Hey, so Justin, may I ask you this? We're talking about Alabama, and this is all Alabama business, and that's my team.
Absolutely.
But dude, you can't help but notice how trash Georgia's been looking.
I've heard excuses from their side that they're not enthused because their quality of opponent is not to their top tier.
Well, here's the thing I'll say about them real quick. People said early on that they were playing great football. They crushed Oregon. They crushed all these other people. I'll go back to what Coach Saban tells people all the time. When you start reading your own press clippings, that's what every coach I've ever had and most of the coaches I know say. When you start reading your own press clippings, it's when it go left. When you start thinking you're that much better than everybody else and you're not putting that work in, it shows on the field.
Okay, so you know what? Guess what? I don't want to talk about them no more. This is the Bama Standard. That's my bad. Go ahead, Justin. I shouldn't even brought them up.
You're good. You're good. Bo, I'm glad you're here.
Where's four-way at? What four-way?
What's that?
Four-way? Man, you changing a tire? The hell you talking about a four-way?
Steven, four-way.
Oh, you mean I call that man four.
I can't tonight.
I know what the hell he was talking about. I'm thinking he's looking for a damn love ring.
Hey, that got to be some Green County.
That was some. That's some Green County straight off the crop lingo.
I promise you, I thought he was getting ready to change the flat tire. He's looking for a love ring.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 4. The 1, 2, the glasses is 2 and 3
That
and 4.
was
And he looking 4 different ways.
bull.
All right, so Justin, what's
All
up,
right,
man? What's
so
up?
Bo, I'm glad you're here. I've been waiting on your response since Saturday because you were very lively in our group chat. I said this earlier, probably one of the top positives when Bryce got hurt was it forced us to run the ball. It forced the offensive line to step up and be the monsters they needed to be. Now, this week, we're going against the 97th ranked defense against the run.
You said the what?
The 97th ranked defense against the
Just
run.
call them last. Just say
They're
last.
giving up 7 yards a carry, sir. So, based on what you saw Saturday, do we give them a bigger dose of that, or do we do something a little bit different? But I want to hear your take on Saturday as far as run game, and then kind of translate it over to this week against A&M.
All right. So first, I want to touch on Miro.
Yep, go ahead.
Marvin, and I know you can agree to this as well. A second screen going into a game have no intentions on playing. They have no intentions on playing because they know their quarterback gonna play the whole game. It's not like running back where you finna get in the game, flip in and out. I want to take up for Jalen Milroe about people saying that he didn't throw good balls, some of the good balls or whatever. Jalen Milroe had no idea in his head that Bryce Young was going to get hurt and he was going to have to come in the game and take over. Mentally, he wasn't ready. But when his number called, he snapped into being focused, and it was too late.
Right.
Opposed to going into the game knowing you're gonna play, focus, knowing what you have to do. You prepared, you got confident, right? I'm gonna talk about Jalen Miro first. I want to take up for him. Now, I think that Jalen Miro is gonna do a great job against Texas A&M, and this is my reason why. 1,
Me too.
He at home. 2, he just came out of a hostile environment on the away game and won and pulled the game away. 3, he got confident in himself that he can get the job done no matter how many people in the crowd or what the situation may be. And 4, I think that he's a young guy that overcame adversity during that game.
Mm-hmm.
Great point.
And Bo, to your point, a lot of people don't understand the game week preparation of what actually goes into it. Monday's practice is usually a light practice because everybody's sore, so you don't really do much. I think we used to practice for like an hour and a half. By the time you add in stretching, special teams, all the other periods, you don't really work on what you're doing too much. You'll see a little bit of what the opponent will do.
You corrected the mistakes that you made in the game.
Correct. And then going into Tuesday will usually be your 2-hour practice when you'll get the bulk of your reps against the scout team and what you're going to see. But in certain positions, quarterbacks, your cornerbacks, your safeties, your middle linebacker, positions like that, you don't really rotate because you got to get these reps to learn what it is you got to do going into the weekend. And it's not a lot of reps to be shared. And it's the same thing on Wednesday, but it's scaled back a little bit more. And then on Thursday, it's a light practice. Walk through on Friday. There's not a lot of reps to be had. So for people to think that this kid should have went into this game and been fully prepared, there's not a lot of reps to be had.
I would say shame on anybody who criticized this kid knowing he was thrust into the game and he wasn't really mentally prepared. But I firmly believe, I'm with Bo, I believe with this week of preparation, and these coaches going over what he's supposed to go over, I think Saturday, if he's the starter, the kid is going to show out. I believe
I gotta add something.
He's at home and he has confidence in himself that he can play quarterback at the University of Alabama.
And he'll get those reps during the week, which are the most important part. People don't realize second team players, unless you're like a solid on like the defensive line, they rotate a lot. But outside of the defensive line, most other positions don't rotate like that during the week of practice. The defensive line is pretty much the only unit that rotates. Everybody else is trying to get those reps so they can get ready for that game. And if you're not number one or a solid backup, you're not getting in there.
All right, Justin, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, first of all, for anybody who says that he wasn't mentally prepared, shame on you. You don't understand football. If he wasn't mentally prepared, he would have crumbled in that situation. Okay. Not everybody's going to come in there like Tua Tagovailoa off the bench and perform heroics like that. Tua is the exception, not the rule. Okay. Another thing you have to understand too is Jalen came in there running Bryce's offense, not Jalen's package. So he wasn't running a lot of zone reads, read options, design quarterback runs, or things that really fits his skill set. He was just doing what he needed to do to get the job done, and he did it. He overcame a tremendous amount of pressure. What other freshman is going into a hostile environment like that, or sophomore actually, and is able to come away unscathed and actually made the play of the game that turned everything around? That's mentally prepared to me.
Though, Justin. And here's another point that a lot of people fail to miss, because unless you've been there, you don't get it. Okay, Bo will understand what I'm about to say. A lot of times you have these guys that are number twos, like backup quarterback, backup at other positions. You know, if you like the third running back who's not in a solid rotation, a lot of these guys run scout team so that their defense can be better. So we don't know if he was over there running scout team half the time and working with the offense as a backup half the time. But a lot of times those guys have to go service the defense as a scout team player.
Especially if we playing a running quarterback.
Okay, so you know what? Y'all made a lot of points. And I'm going to say this, and everybody should be able to relate to this. Jalen Milroe, he overcame adversity, but he also overcame stupid ass play calling.
That's
Ain't
true.
no way
That
in
is
the
true.
world. Ain't no way in the world you done ran all the way down to the 1 yard line, and then you want to throw the ball on the 1 yard line when you got them dogs in the backfield, and you got an offensive line that's finally blocking and blowing people off the ball. Look, everybody and their mama was cussing that. Even Nick Saban, y'all see him on TV?
Oh
said,
yeah.
What did he say, Bo? What did he say?
I was say, and the reason why that the offensive line was doing what they were doing, because they was during the game, they were getting more reps at running the ball. They were getting comfortable. They were
saying every week.
So they had it in their mind that they would dominate this D line. Now they like, oh, I'm dominating that D line. I'm feeling good. When you feel good, you play good, and when you play good, you dominate. And if the more reps you get, the better you become, because you start to figure out that player gonna fold soon.
And see, Bo,
go ahead.
The thing that a lot of people don't understand, and you can elaborate on that, the difference between the NFL and college is NFL is a business. College, you're supposed to be a student athlete. So you're limited on the amount of time you can watch film, the amount of time you can practice, the amount of time you can meet. It's all limited. Whereas in the NFL, this is your job. This is what you do all day, every day. So when you go out there, you better know the hell you're doing. So a lot of times in college, it takes a few weeks for them to jail and to run things properly, because, again, you're limited on the amount of work you can do in college.
Y'all still ain't answering my question. Why the hell did Bill O'Brien, this man ran all the way down to the 1? You know their defense is tired because they had to chase you for 70-some yards. And then we get him on first down and 1, and he wants to do
they still playing too high safety on the 1 yard line.
And look, and almost got it intercepted on a batted ball.
Oh yeah.
But come on, man.
Make it make sense. Where I'm dead square hole.
And I'm gonna go back to Justin's question about what he asked me earlier. I think we should start the game off how we ended Arkansas, just in a better way of performing, dominating, doing your responsibility, playing physical, and doing your assignment. No MAs. MAs will get us in trouble. Penalties, we haven't been disciplined on our penalties. So
but you know what, Bo? You know what, Bo?
I
noticed this, Bo. When we running the ball, we didn't get not one holding call.
Exactly.
All I saw was pancakes.
Because you know why? You know why? Because that's what they want to do.
Exactly.
They don't want to pass it every play.
Exactly.
Well, in the words of one of my old coaches talking to the offensive line, I don't want to see none but assholes and elbows.
And man, let me tell you, man.
Hey,
Bo, do you think that it should be like they should? Do you think that they should implement, if Jalen is the starter? Do you think they should do quarterback powers as well, the way he run?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't. Coach Saban, he plays the game by being smart and business standpoint. Since Bryce Young already got a neck injury, he don't want to take the risk of injuring his second string quarterback. Now he got two quarterbacks that dinged up, and we know that that the third string quarterback don't know from
Oh, he definitely down there with the scout team.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
he ain't
he's
even
not ready
probably
yet.
open. He probably ain't even open his playbook. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he
So,
been running
Right.
everybody else
I
plays.
would have trusted Parker Barron back there before the third string.
but you know the thing is though, he was running options though. He was running options.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But Marvin, you know this as well that wear and tear can come down on you early.
I'm telling you, hey,
Once it get to game 8.
that and you run up on the right one who got that mentality that he finna neutralize your ass.
Right.
He gonna take some
Really
chances and
balanced.
take some cheap shots.
I'm gonna give you an example. And this my boy. I love him. You know what I'm saying? If I can call him today, he'll pick up Jared Davis. Caught Derrick Henry running through that middle in the SEC championship game. Put that helmet right on that chest. Cause get what? Derrick had just toted the ball 40 times against Auburn.
Yeah, he tired.
Next week we playing against a hard defense. Jared Davis and the Fowler boy. When they had that defense, they had a pretty cold defense that year.
Yeah,
They did.
I forgot his name, you know. So I don't want to put wear and tear on him like that far as getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a big guy, big body, but you know, you're not working in the weight room how you are in the off season during the season.
But Bo, you know
Marvin. Another thing, Marvin. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna cut you off. Listen, but I really do. Listen, listen. That quarterback, Jalen Miro, he doesn't run like a quarterback. He runs violent. He tries to trip.
He runs like a running back.
Yeah, he runs like a running
sure
back.
Does.
Yeah. But the thing about that though, when you run like a running back, the referee's gonna treat you like a running back. So when you start taking these shots from folks, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I was the type, I'm gonna hit you even if you ain't got the ball. You running a fake like you, I'm gonna take my chances. I might get a penalty here and there. But Miro
was giving. Miro was bringing the pain.
I hear what you're saying, but when I say when you run up on one of them killers who ain't built like everybody else, you think you finna run over there and do something to him?
Hey man. Every time I've seen Miro run the ball this season, and he has had a collision with somebody, guess what? He usually won.
I hear what you're saying, but this is what I'm telling you though. There's some dudes on some of these defenses, Steve. That ain't what you want now.
I feel you.
Exactly. On a consistent basis.
You're right, Mara. And let me tell you another reason why you saw a different spark from that offensive line. When that offensive line see that running back getting 7 yards, 70 yards, then they come back and see they quarterback coming downhill, they bring energy to their O-line. Like I really need to power up. Like I'm finna blow you out the ball. Like Big Cam used to tell me all the time. I trust Bo running behind me. I scored 11 times off of Big Cam. And then
you did.
When I got to the league, when I was playing in Detroit, the offensive line love when you run physical. It bring them energy and make them want to be even more physical than they already are. If they know they got a running back that back the assault, they gonna feel like they don't need to do as much. But when they see a running back doing most of he can, pushing the pile, they gonna make them push the pile, and you gonna have 4 linemen picking you up on 2 on each side.
But you know what?
But let me ask you this though, Bo. Let me ask you this. You know, like I know this. As a former defensive player, when we played a team who had a running quarterback, they intentionally try to pound the hell out of that quarterback.
Exactly. Put a hit on him.
Right.
Yeah. So you know what they're going to say? You know what the defense is going to say? If you can pop their quarterback and knock him out the game, we'll win.
All right, so let me say this.
If you can pump the running back and a running quarterback in a game, it's over. Because guess
Okay,
what?
so
The
Bo,
Hey, real quick,
go
Steve.
ahead.
I just want to give a shout out to Jarvis with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm so glad we got Jahmyr Gibbs. Those 70-yard touchdowns hit different when you're playing for the good guys. Go ahead,
That's what's
Steve.
up. Appreciate it, Jarvis. Listen, so everything you and Marvin said is true, and it's going to be true later on in the season. Arkansas had a running quarterback, big boy. They started laying them licks on him. Guess what he did? Out of there. Now, this so-called hooker guy, whoever he is, he's a running quarterback. I'm telling you, man, if Pete Golden give Nick Saban the playbook and then Nick Saban give it back to him and tell him what plays to run, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna shut some folks down. You notice I said if you give Nick Saban the playbook and then Nick Saban circle all the plays he want him to run and then he run them. But Marvin, yeah, good for the show. Yes, but yeah, what I'm saying is the defense looked damn good, but honestly, I was so impressed with the O-line. I was so impressed, man.
Yeah,
and honestly, when Nick Saban didn't say a word about we need work, this and this and that, all he could say is the offensive line did good. Now, one other thing, what's going to help Jalen if he starts, to me, is whatever passes he throw, the receivers got to catch the ball. They got to catch the ball. So he can get his juices flowing. So he can, because I'm telling you, him being a young quarterback like that, and he's throwing the ball and they're not catching it. That's gonna mess with his. You know what I'm saying?
His psyche. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go ahead and turn it towards the prediction side of the show. Guys, I want your keys to this game. Just how big is it to these players mentally because of the offseason chatter from Jimbo Fisher? How fired up are they in this locker room about this contest? And yeah, A&M is kind of flailing right now, but does that take away anything from this contest? Steve, I'll start things with you, man. What's your keys to this game and how you feeling about it?
I feel like the players in the locker room are focused and locked in, but they're also in the back of their mind. Jimbo, you said what you said about our coach. You said it. Now we're going to have to do something about it. I think they're focused and I think they're ready, but I think that they want to play their game. They're going to do what they're told, but they're going to do it to such a degree to where they want to do it so good that they want to actually humiliate Texas A&M. It's not the thing of we're going to get you because you said something about our coach. Is we're going to do our coach such a great job until it's going to reflect that he's a better coach than you. And that's how that game's going to go. In other words, they're going to be so focused and locked in and running plays precisely, doing everything they're supposed to do for their coach because he was disrespected by your coach. So now we're going to show you who our coach really is through us, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Give me a score, sir, and give me your player of the game.
I'm going to go again. If Jalen Milroe plays, I think it's going to be Jalen. I think he's going to do a wonderful job. And I think I can't give you a player of the game. I can give you a score. The player of the game is going to be the offensive line again. I really believe it. I'm high on that offensive line, and I think it's going to be probably, I would say 42-10.
Okay, I like that score. All right, Bo.
Steven took my stupid score.
Really?
First T took it. Like T.
Damn, Bo, you just can't win, man. What's going on?
Right? I think I need to start getting called on first.
Yeah. Well, actually, you did last week, man. You gave a pretty good speech, and I actually clipped that, and it got a lot of views, by the way. So, but no, man, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what your keys are. Does Coach Saban basically pick what score he wants, or is he really focused on that? What's your outcome of this? Give me a score, and then give me your player of the game.
Okay, so I think that Monday meeting that Coach Saban had, that we had that team meeting, I know for a fact that one of his comments, or you could say statement, I'm gonna say statement, that he made was, I know for a fact is that we cannot play this game off emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Play the game off
That's
the emotions.
huge.
This is where you get lost. The only thing that Coach Saban is doing different, nothing. He's doing
Oh,
nothing.
that's big.
Nothing. The same way how we just prepared for Arkansas, it's gonna be the same way that we're gonna prepare for Texas A&M. No matter all the hype of the game, what you read in the newspaper, what you see on the social media, Coach Saban don't want his team to feed into that because it will play a big role on you in the game. You're gonna overplay yourself and be out of position because you trying to play to a standard of what they did to us last year. No, we have to play our football game this year. And like I said before, what I think we should do, we should come out running and gunning. I think if we come out and wear them out and hit them in the mouth in the first and second quarter, like I always say, third and fourth will be easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it go effort, commitment, discipline, and toughness. And at the end of the game, you gotta have pride.
Yeah.
You gotta take
I don't.
pride into the game.
I don't. Not now that I think about it, since we got Tennessee coming up, I don't really think Bryce gonna play. And in a sense, I don't really want him to play.
If he has to, something's wrong. That's the way I look at it. He doesn't need to play. Don't force it. Let him come back at the right time.
Exactly. I want to touch on what he said last year. Game doesn't matter this year. Of course, no game we play last year mattered this year. That's why Coach Saban in there telling his team what happened last year doesn't matter happen this year. It's what we gonna do Saturday.
Yeah.
And we gonna do the but we ain't gonna go no extra practice. We ain't gonna do no extra running. We ain't gonna do no extra meet. We gonna prepare the same way how we prepare for Georgia Tech or Georgia Southern or whoever we playing.
In other words, keep it normal. Keep it normal. Keep it normal.
Yeah,
keep it simple.
yeah.
So once you start flip flopping, getting your players out of whack, that's when stuff start going downhill. And that's why Coach Saban been so successful for the last past 13, 14 years, because he keep everything the same. We do everything the same. And that's why we win. People think that we win because of we can have the most shittiest coach coming down and we're gonna still win because it's the system that we run.
Hey, but Bo, you know something? I'm gonna tell you something, and this is a true statement on what you're saying, because think about it. We had players the first game of the year, they were so jacked up emotionally, they were losing their mind, and it was our number one defensive player, Will Anderson. He was everywhere. He was getting unnecessary penalties outside because he was so jacked up and he was playing with emotion.
Playing off the hype and the emotion, the hype, but they tell you no. Play Will Anderson football. Play Alabama football. Do your job, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yep.
And I had to learn that. And you can see it back in the 2016 season. It took a little at the beginning. It had an effect on me, but once that Tennessee game came, and I just said. Just blanked everything out my mind and just played my way and Alabama football. I had 5 carries for 105 yards.
Yeah, but at the same time, you on one of them carries, you messed up real bad because you did this to a Tennessee player. You did it. You damn sure did. You damn sure did.
Yep. The anniversary of that is coming up next week, Bo.
It was LSU and Auburn, and it was on from there. So I would like to see her coming out, hitting people in the mouth. And I know Marvin not here to talk about our defense, but I've really been paying attention to hearing towards since y'all been talking about them, and they ran that ball up the middle, and I was so mad that they ran that ball up the middle and got that many yards, because our defense is known to clog the hole. 2 gap, let the linebacker make the tackle. Because if we 2 gapping, you can't go nowhere. We can stop you with 5. We can stop you with 5 in the box and play 6 deep.
And that's a very important part of this game because
and they was running all over the field on Henry To'oTo'o. Now
both
you know
KJ and Rocket Sanders were, and that's why I'm looking at Devin A-Chain this week. He can't be doing any of that. We got to clog those holes. Jaheim Otis needs to eat more people like he has been doing. Be Jaheim, tear things up. Same with Byron Young. Do what you do, man. And To'oTo'o block, take him out of the play. And don't take him down with grace. Take him down with authority.
Dude,
Yeah.
again.
Don't make him want to get up.
Yeah, and then Jalen Moody has been still. He been laying wood, bro. He been laying
so was
wood.
Deontay Lawson. Have you noticed that, guys? Deontay Lawson's coming on. He's remind me of another number 32.
Yep, he really has. But like I said, and honestly, I think Henry To'oTo'o, he would try to deliver a blow when a person is already going down. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought, then did y'all see the fourth quarter when he came from nowhere and just pushed the guy in the back for no reason and got a punch in the end of the drive?
Yeah. Pivotal play. Could have been off the field.
Come on, dude.
Redfish stalker.
Thank you, sir, for the $4.99 super chat. Man, it's so great to get insight from Bo, having sat in that locker room with Coach Saban. This is a great show. Roll Tide always. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you, Redfish Stalker, for the $4.99. Now I can get me some condoms because I'll be getting mine from the health department, and they too, they too tight. So yeah, I appreciate it.
But yeah, you did a good thing, Redfish Stalker. You did.
Yeah. Coach Saban might have well hired me as his recruiter, man.
No. We ain't nobody hire you no recruiter because you about to go back in the league. You ain't forgot. You about to get back in there, bro. I'm telling you, gonna get that call now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you that.
Oh, you get a lot of love here in this chat. Hey, by the way, thanks for the super chat, guys. To the chat, y'all have been fantastic tonight. We appreciate your energy. I know you're excited about this game, but we do have to bring this to a close. Before we do, I want you two gentlemen to pop what you do. Steve, what's coming up for you? Tell the folks about the shows. Everything Steve Brown. How can they find?
Actually, man, I have this podcast. Yeah, we talk about this podcast. You can check it out on YouTube. You can follow me on my Instagram and Facebook page. Of course, it's Comic Steve Brown. And also, I just want to make one request before I get off here. All of the super chat money, if you will, can you send it to me? Because my mom is really wanting my part of the rent. So if you will, I'm gonna need my part. Yeah, I ain't want to let people know I still live with my mom, but yeah, she gonna need my part of the rent. So yeah, that's it.
Hey, y'all heard that? Help the man out. It's the Christian thing to do. Bo, man, Pop, what's going on with you? The website, the clothing line, everything you got coming up.
Oh yeah, man. Website still up. We like I said last week, we still working on those winter clothes, and also I am now on Cameo, so to interact with the fans and family members and whoever birthdays, just here to have fun and talk to you up on Cameo. So make sure you request me on Cameo if you need a video from me for a birthday or whatever. I'm very happy to do it. So make sure you find me on Cameo.
Whoa. So what can you show everything on Cameo? Because I'm thinking about getting on that. Wait a minute. Can I?
You just send positive videos to people, man.
It's positive.
I mean, shoot. I be taking, be naked on there, sending them out.
Positive. Positive.
Older, lonely women,
Oldpeoplemeet.com. Jim McEwen, Bo, my Dolphins need a big back, make it happen. And the hashtag has started. Hashtag pay Steve rent.
Hey, also, y'all, we just got a new dog, man. And it's what kind of dog is it? It's a Yorkie, man. I got a Yorkie. We stole it off this old white lady porch, and it is such a nice dog.
That what your mom just told you?
Yeah, that's what your mom just told you. Hey, great show tonight, guys. We got a lot of people here in the live chat. A lot of people have tuned in and even more watched the replay. Well, let's do our thing for Saturday, guys. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, guys.